DC. It gives you a full behind the scenes look of everything we did and all the vibes we bring in the NC, man. So now let's get into it. All right. Hey, look. So your boy Cam Newton been hot this whole week. And boy, I'm gonna be honest. Before I show this clip, let me just express my disappointment. I was such a big Cam Newton fan as a Panthers fan, bro. I had no idea. Bro. So Cam Newton this week recently had a interview with Dr. Bryant. I think she's a psychologist, if I'm not mistaken. And he was kind of going through a conversation, and then he got on his kid, his marriage situation. We're gonna watch a clip, and then we're gonna give our thoughts on Cam Newton and the craziness he done said this week.
Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give inches away from this? Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give you more?
Yes, more information. Heck yeah.
So, I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I thought I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
by how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
about
to
your
bring
wife?
them. I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just.
Because my point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Bryant, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
So, before I go on, she goes on to explain to him how he's not taking his time.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to open it up, bro. What's y'all thoughts on Cam saying what he said? I ain't going to call it ignorance just yet. Damn, bro. Is everybody as disappointed as I am?
Yeah, I'll go, man. I was very disappointed. Honestly, I think that I don't know if he was just mixing his podcast 4th and 1 with his real life, and he forgot what reality was. But him explaining that situation of basically saying, "Hey, I have 8 kids, 3 baby mamas, correct?"
Yeah.
Yep.
And he wants more, but he said his fear for divorce is higher than his fear for marriage. But the thing is he crossed it with saying, "I'm just taking my time," but in reality, you're not taking your time because you don't. I feel like he would have just been better off saying, "Hey, I just don't want to get married. This is the lifestyle I would like to live. This is my truth." Because he sounds like a clown.
So this is my thing, bro. I got a couple of things that I kind of disagree with how Cam shot at that, man. So this is my thing. Hey, I forgot the comedian. Her name is Jasmine. I forget her last name.
Watch Jazzy, Jazz Brown.
Yeah. First, bro, like the fact that somebody's comfortable enough to go say these things publicly when I'm supposed to be with you is insane. Step 1. 2, the craziest part to me is like, no offense, bro. I'm a huge fan of Cam Newton. I'm trying not to say was. But like bro's past say he don't really do the settling thing. Like he was in a relationship before, didn't get married, had multiple children with her, had a baby on her, then left, got into this situation, and he talking crazy about her before she even like she just is that baby even 1 yet?
Not yet.
No.
I just hate when dudes get money and make the brokenness okay. Like, bro, you look crazy saying that stuff, dog. Why you gotta say it out loud? And she looked even crazier dancing the next day to King George. Gotta have 3 women.
That's my song.
Ain't that his name? It is. I ain't gonna lie.
It's King George.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, like, in the video when she broke down like broken families, he kind of looked crazy. And she's like, "You just like creating all these babies, like, So, ladies, does money mean that much? No matter what comes with it? I'm just asking.
Asia,
look at them. Look at them chicklets.
I'm giggling for another reason.
Okay, talk to me.
I'm giggling because this makes me think about the balloon pop video.
Okay.
It's literally the same thing. It's just a man with money.
That's also why I'm giggling over here. That's the only thing I could think about as I was watching it the whole time.
It's actually even worse because it's 8 kids.
Not all of them are biologically
and
his.
he wants more. He doesn't care how he gets. He just wants God to bring him.
I got. Well, that's
Asian
wild.
being petty.
Hey, Princess, can I push back a little bit? I think the difference is in the pop the balloon and this is like the guy didn't want that because of the women are accepting this though. Isn't that a difference?
What I'm saying
Okay,
is
go
that
ahead. I'm sorry.
the disappointment for the women who had the multiple baby daddies for the balloon pop video is what I'm saying. It's the same
Okay.
thing.
Got you.
Okay.
It's
Right.
just
Yeah.
he's the man who has multiple baby mamas.
So does
It
money
doesn't
mean that much?
matter. Does money mean that much?
Yeah.
No. To some, yeah.
Okay.
Some women
Asian.
take it as in they would rather be a single mom by a man with money than be a single mom by a man who's not going to contribute anything.
Which she
Asia,
has
Lewis,
said that
what's up?
before too.
Bro,
You said
she
who,
just
who,
In
who
interviews,
said
she
that
said
before?
The
Oh, that
is that his fiance or his I'm not sure.
I don't know what she is. Baby
Yeah, but
mama.
anyway, she has said that. Like she said like family
That's no
members.
shade. I don't know.
Yeah, for real, I
I
don't
don't
either. But she
follow her
said like
like that.
family members and friends have said that to her. But she was like, I mean, yeah, he has all these kids, but he's a millionaire though. Y'all say that when y'all meet a millionaire.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing when like your man cheats on you. It's like, would you rather cry in a Honda or are you gonna cry in your Porsche?
Yo, that's insane, man. Asia Lewis, I know you. I know,
I'm
Princess. I know it's true. You know what's so
I'm being
crazy?
serious.
I know
Yeah.
you are,
People
but
think like that.
they
Like,
do. I believe you.
Is it a
It's just
V6
like,
or a 4-cylinder?
yo, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. Asia Lewis, what's your thoughts, man? I hear y'all pretty quiet on it. What's your thoughts on your boy Cam?
No, yeah, I have the same thoughts that Princess had. I was just, super disappointed, but it's not like uh Nick Cannon, same thing. Like we've seen this before. I think that now more people are open to actually just like more men are open to discussing that they are really here to just plant seeds and then flourish the earth. Marriage is not top priority, but I think responding to that, I think then that is why you have some women that getting married is no longer, like, oh yeah, like I cannot wait to meet my husband, right? It seems more likely that they will become a baby mom than they will become a wife. Especially if we're talking about, because remember the whole conversation a while ago was this high value man, right? And now you have these quote unquote high value men having these types of conversations that they're not necessarily ready to have a wife, but they are super ready and have been, ready to have kids. So
Yeah. What about you, Lewis? What's your thoughts on that, bro?
Man, I got a lot of thoughts.
Go ahead. Hey, go ahead.
I don't agree with what he's doing by any means. I think it's saying they come from God is a total slap in the face of his current baby mother, which it seems like they're in a situationship. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a slap in the face for her. To Asia and P's point, Princess's point, I think it's a little different than the other scenarios with the balloon pop because like Cam Newton and Nick Cannon are intentionally doing this, right? And I think they have status and they are probably being approached more in that capacity to do that when the females that were in that scenario before were asked about the situations, they kind of were making excuses about why they made the decisions to have kids. These two are more intent. They're purposely doing it. They're doing it with intent. Seems like they didn't, or those situations that they were encountering were not intentional. So I will say that's maybe the difference that I see in the scenarios. One thing, I watched the whole video. First off, Cam is not as smart as he thinks he is, and the doctor was eating his ass alive. That video,
Yeah,
right?
she was,
Because she
bro.
was
She was.
she was approaching it with truth, and he was approaching it with his perspective and what he would like for it to be. But I will say this: when you are a man of status and of value, you have a lot of decisions to make about the life that you want to live. And I think about me, and like, I ain't even nowhere close to a level like that. And the challenges I would have turning away things, and how if I was single and you know making, and if I was making, you know, like this millions of dollars a year, who would I be at that time? Right? If I could have whatever I want, who I wanted, when I wanted, and I could afford to do it, and I could take care of them, would I be the same? Because biblically, the smartest man, the wisest man ever, Solomon, did the same thing. So in my mind, I'm like, what is it that as a man that feeds into our ego that makes us want to, I don't say conquer, but really have it all? Like when it comes to women and children, like what is it that about that? And I can understand it just a little bit from an ego perspective, like to have associates. I think to Asia's point, to have like me represented in a mass amount of ways, but at the same time, love and being monogamous, I see tremendous value in that, because that has been that's really what's been my only choice, to be honest with you. That's just me. I'm just throwing that perspective out there. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but if I was in that position to where I could do that, you know, if that was on the table, I don't know how I would react or respond to it, to be honest with you.
So,
Go
go ahead, Princess.
ahead.
I was just saying, no, somebody said, hey, what up, Missy? Appreciate you tapping in. Go ahead, Princess.
Oh, no, I was going to say, like, my only thought to that is people don't know what they would do until they are in someone else's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think about it like, you don't want to just pick one and just keep multiplying. Think about Russell Wilson. He gonna put a baby in Sierra anytime he can.
That's a fact.
And they can keep on doing it over and over and over again because both of them have the income to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, for me, it's a mentality thing. Like, I get it. You want to be fruitful and multiply, but you could still, even if you don't want to be in a committed relationship with a woman, you could pick your one baby mom and keep having kids by the same mom.
Yeah.
But they're choosing to do the opposite.
And can I just say, to that point too, like to Princess's point, and to respond to something that Lewis said, because even like Solomon, right? Like the person that you're referring to, with him doing all that, it was really an experiment, right? To see like, okay, like is it all that it should be?
It was
Right?
all vain.
Because
He said it was vanity.
exactly. And that's the whole point, right? So even with him doing all that and him having multiple all the things, he said it's all vanity. Meaning that it is like it's not even that. And so I think to Princess's point, the idea of if you do want to replenish the earth, then sure do so. Because Lewis, on the other side of what you're saying about like the men and them having status and them being able to do the things are the women, right? Because now, let's say in Cam's case in point, let's say all those women now want to, they're like, you know what? All right, fine. Like but I do want to fall in love. I do want to get married. And now they already, when they involve themselves with a man like Cam Newton, they already have two baby dads, him and then the person that they actually fall in love with, possibly, right? And so for them, it's kind of like, if you're going to be one of those types of men, then think about who's on the other side of that. It's the women that are now in position of like, okay, well, now I won't have that marriage and all those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
I got one more thing to say before I end my portion. I will say this: for someone of his stature, and I'm glad Russ found Sierra, and that's really sounds more of an anomaly for people in that position. If I am Cam Newton and I'm this big star and I'm a millionaire, when I'm looking for love, it's going to be hard to find that sometimes in some instances. And how can I know whomever I'm with is really here for me, right, as well? So sometimes the path of least resistance is just to do it that way. You know what I mean, too. So that's something I thought about, right? Like, I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm not saying that this is his mentality. That would be something I'd be worried about too. Are you really here for me?
So let me ask one.
Yeah.
My bad, Louis. I just thought about something while you were talking. So he had a fear of divorce, right? Probably because, like you said, man of that stature, man of that status, losing everything, right? But having multiple kids, he's still gonna be put on child support. So he's still gonna be in a financial bond either way he looks at it. So I don't understand where his fear is coming from. Because if we're saying about the money, right? He's afraid of losing it all doing what? He's still gonna have to divide that money up because he has multiple baby mamas. So I'm sure he's paying something towards those kids, right?
Yeah, but I think the gamble is being on paper saying I got to pay this one thing versus putting up all I have and risking it. That's what I would think the thought is. Like, if Jay, you're right. You are coming up off some, but like, you know, athletes and people finesse and finagle that all the time. But also, it's like I'd rather be on paper saying 10,000 a month versus I marry you and you get half the 100 million I got.
It's a big difference.
Yo, I'd rather pay 10,000 a month. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But especially if he gets married now, right? Because if he marries someone else that's outside of this equation, he's going to lose a lot more.
Yeah.
For sure. What up, Britt? What up, Britt? But I know you have some thoughts. Go ahead, hit us with your thoughts on Cam.
I was chiming in a little bit. I heard Princess, so I don't know if you guys touched on it or not, but I think people are forgetting that they're like he's legit deprived, and y'all might have said this. He's depriving these kids, right? Like that's the bigger picture. Is he's depriving these kids of having a father figure in their home. Not only that, like you're making a conscious choice as an adult to satisfy yourself. So like by you doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like it's selfishness. The therapist, doctor, whatever that was in front of her hit it right spot on. But I just feel like looking at him express his feelings about it. He got shut down. It boggles my mind to try and understand how men have a fear of like it. I don't know, like a fear of getting married. And that it's a bigger commitment than being a father. I feel like the ultimate commitment is being a father. I mean, yes, in a different way, right? You're committed.
No, I agree with that.
Versus your kids. It's crazy to me that you're fearful of committing, marriage. Like I don't know. I don't know how else to explain my thoughts, but I just thought the whole concept was crazy. And then you got Jasmine over here two-stepping, line dancing with him. Like, girl, all of y'all look crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think discretion goes a long way. I think when you put it on Front Street the way it's being put on, it's like it's hard to digest. Like, damn, dog, like you blatantly disrespect. And I really feel bad for the woman he was with, who he was like in a real strong relationship with, and had like his first three. I always say this, and I'll leave it at that. Her and Mariah have to feel crazy because I know they didn't think they signed up for that. Like, bro, like, dog, like now I got all this. You know, my kids got all these siblings now. You know what I mean? That was never in the plan. It's kind of like you can't treat a kid no way because the parent decided to do something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me. That is super crazy to me.
Yeah, and super it also makes. I don't know if he said it in the interview because I didn't watch the entire thing, but it makes me wonder, as he's going from woman to woman, is he giving those women like their fair chance where he's like dating them and they're all thinking they're the one for him, and then they get pregnant, and then after they get pregnant, it's like, oh, like I don't want you like that.
I don't think he's had an interview before where he talked about the first person he was with, and that's why they split, because he initially thought that he was going to commit, but he found out he wasn't ready. So, but I don't know as far as the other two, you know what I mean? But the thing about Watch Jazzy though, man, she was a big advocate for women, and she seemed like a really strong and dominant woman in personality. You know, she started modeling for Savage Fenty. I started following her a little bit more closely, but then I've seen that take a turn.
Catalog, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen that take a turn, and I'm like, damn, you really? It's like you fell for that. You know what I mean?
They always flip when that bread get involved, dog. That's why you can't listen to that stuff. They flip when that bread get involved. Like, I don't care. I don't care who, what, how. You may not flip all the way to the dark side, but you're gonna do some flipping when that bread get involved. That's just what it is.
I agree.
I agree. And my advice is stay off camera with it. Like you did not that.
Yeah.
You look crazy.
Yeah.
You look crazy, dog. Like go back, man.
Didn't she make her like comedy something baby
Third time the charm.
Like why are you trying to monetize off of this? It's not funny. Like you look crazy.
Yeah, and the last thing is like make you think like, damn, I get she wasn't making Cam Newton money, but like, was you doing all right in your comedic career? Like, damn, you want like straight where you can chill on your own a little bit? Like you gonna,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because it go back to the point we had the fair or foul we had a couple weeks ago where the ringless engagement, and it's kind of like, damn, what's the real goal? It can't be the man no more. Like, it ain't the man in that case. Because you had to have known it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the man. The goal has to be the kid / security. The kid is innocent, no judgment on the child. But like, that's really what it got to be, though. The man ain't the objective on his end, and the woman's not the one for her. The woman's not what he wants on the other end. It's just crazy. I don't see how you win in that situation. Any more thoughts on Cam?
Nah.
All right, so Jay.